Good morning, YouTube. This is Rocky, and I'm uploading another video. I'm uploading another video while drinking a cup of coffee, and I'm uploading a video because it has been another interesting week for me. It has been another month of discovery and revelations and enlightenments, and I am just here to share them with you about wellness and weight loss and lifestyle and things like that. One of the things, one of the things that I want to share is that I'm still having some success with my weight loss. I'm finding myself working out every day. Sometimes I'm doing impromptu workouts when I just want to feel strong, when my body is beginning to ache and feel weak. I will do a 15-20 minute routine just in order to bring myself back to balance, or just to bring myself back to the knowledge or understanding or awareness that, that I can move and I can do things to improve my health and improve my body and improve how I feel. And that to me is a big plus. It's a positive. It's growth. It is definitely a part, something that I wanted to develop as a part of my self-awareness, as a part of motivating myself to continue to engage in the habits that I'm developing about eating better and living better. One of the things that I've noticed, though, is doing things my own way. I'm not talking about doing things, because some people do things their own way and they totally mess up. I'm talking about doing things my own way, following a guideline for health and wellness. Basically, most of the information that I have gathered through nutrition and through taking classes, through doing research and watching channels of people who are experts at what they do, who are good at what they do to the point where they can teach. One of the things that I kind of noticed a couple of days ago, some heroes of mine that I kind of grew up watching, developing their fitness empires. I had some crust in my eye, I'm sorry. Some of them have taken ill. And it's a lot of them have taken ill through something called muscle atrophy. It's when you're working your muscles and you're working out and your body just says no more. Your body just basically collapses. Your muscles say no, you begin to lose muscle, your muscles begin to degenerate, and they, because what your body does, and it is just a theory of mine, when your body says, I have had enough, I need to rest, it is going to do whatever it needs to do to get that rest. And it will ground you. That is why during my weight loss and wellness journey, I don't intend to exercise myself to death. I intend to build stamina, I intend to build endurance, and I intend to build performance. And all of that takes the right amount of exercise, takes the right amount of nutrition, dedication, and practice. And getting up, working yourself to exhaustion every day is not it. And I think it's not a thought. It is what the diet and fitness industry has pushed on a lot of people who are dealing with obesity and trying to become healthy. You have to do it. You have to hit it hard. You have to do this. And you don't. And the result of that is exhaustion. The result of that is that your body breaking down and telling you, I need to rest. And that is shutting down your muscular skeletal system, shutting down your autonomic nervous system. And some people have actually died from physical fitness exhaustion. And that is one of the tragedies that tends to happen in a lot of people's lives when you go uneducated and uninformed. And then I look at bodybuilders like Arnold Schwarzenegger, who still looks amazing, and he's in his 60s, 70s. This man still looks amazing. He still has his health. He still is mobile. He still has a good quality of life. And that is because he built his body and his fitness and his lifestyle around what he was capable of, around what he was realistically capable of, not what somebody else envisioned, not by somebody else's standard, but he set a goal for himself, and he went about achieving those goals within realistic boundaries and realistic standards that he could achieve. And that is one thing that I determined for myself first and foremost, because I remember when I was younger and I wanted to lose weight, and man, the physical fitness industry was ridiculous. It had no guidelines. People were selling all different types of bogus supplements. People had workout regimens and routines that would literally destroy the average body. And I took caution at it first. I was like, wait. Because most of the people that I saw, they looked frenzied. They looked anxious. They looked like they were souped up. Even though they weren't taking steroids or any other type of performance enhancement drugs, they were still kind of looking frantic. And I was like, you know what? This is not for me. I'm just going to take it easy. I'm going to just take little walks. I'm going to start eating better. And the weight did come off. What is different for me now is that I'm a mother. And I noticed that the weight is not coming off like I wanted to. And I'm realizing that I'm going to have to exercise. It's very simple for me. I've always had I've always had a very sensible eating style. It's just that when I plummeted into depression, COVID-19 hit, I just decided that, I almost gave up because, the fear of death, the imminent fear of death, of something unknown, it kind of affected me psychologically, and I just, slid into a depression. And I began to eat uncontrollably. I began to eat those things. Well, this is my bucket list. I want to eat this. I want to try this. And then before long, I was living that sedentary lifestyle because we couldn't go out like we used to. I mean, one of the things that I would do to balance out what I ate is I would walk. I would take walks. And I was unable to do that. I was unable to engage in, the physical activities that I was used to being, able to, engage in because of the pandemic. And now that the pandemic is over, I've gone running, and running is definitely one of my goals, because running to me, and a lot of people who exercise, some people, I'm going to stop saying a lot of people, because running for me is therapeutic, because there is something about the challenge of building your endurance, setting a goal for yourself and meeting those standards. And I think that running is one of the most overall exercises that just benefits you physically, spiritually, and mentally, that your body can recover from. That the only thing that I think that you experience from running is not having the correct posture or stance when it comes to running. Look at the recovery rate. Look at the population of people who used to be professional runners. They're easing into their geriatric years with ease. They're easing into them. They're enjoying them. They have mobility. They have the health of their joints because they've been hydrating. They've been using supplements. They've been doing their research about their bodies, because you want your body to be as strong as it is. You want, and running does involve a large amount of flexibility. You would not believe, but it does. Flexibility in your joints and in your muscles, and how to maintain endurance and how to maintain stamina. All of that provides you with a balance, and it helps you, it helps you with movement. It helps you with relaxation because you get to know your body. You get to know your body. You get to know the strength of your body. You get to know your body's limits. And one of the things about the diet and fitness industry is that it is not about that. It is purely about looks. It is purely about aesthetics, and it is purely about health. And whereas I can appreciate a lot of the research that goes into exercise and fitness and nutrition from that industry, a lot of it you just have to take with a grain of salt. You have to take it with a great amount of caution because you can, take the wrong supplement. You can exercise too much. You can send your body into a state of shock. You can send your body into a state of toxicity as well, by releasing too many endorphins that will send you into a frenzy for no reason at all. Which is different than an aerobics high or a runner's high, where you recognize what you're doing, where you have to remain aware. Like sometimes when I'm exercising, one of the things that I notice is that a sense of boredom will come over me and it freaks me out, and I stop myself immediately and I say, I don't even know what I'm doing. I have been exercising at some point in time, and I have had to stop myself. I don't recognize what I'm doing. I'm stopping it because the last thing I want is for my body to be confused about what it's doing. That's the last thing I want. So I'll stop myself. I'll sit down, and yes, I'll feel guilty, but the result is that I have not harmed myself. I have not compromised my health. I have not compromised my health mentally or physically. So, I come to terms with it's just time to sit down and kind of time to rest and kind of time to dedicate myself to something else. And, being able to find that balance has helped me to continue to stay motivated to eat healthy and continue to lose weight, because every day I'm asking myself, what are you eating? What are you going to eat? Is this going to help you lose weight? Is this going to help you stay healthy? What other benefits is this going to provide to you beyond just, you wanting to be thin? And once I ask myself those questions, and once I come to terms with what is truly beneficial for me, I find some relief, I find a balance, and I can continue on, feeling good about myself and not victimizing myself because, I haven't lost, 100 pounds in 30 days or 3 months or whatever the expectancy is. I know that once my body hits a certain peak, once I am eating the way that I want to eat, my body will begin to accommodate to it. I will either gain weight or I will either lose weight, one or the other. So, that's the only way to really recognize, what you're doing. I think it's the only way to lose weight and perform to develop a better quality of life for yourself, is to find out what you're eating and determining what it is doing for your body. I mean, are you gaining weight by what you're eating and how you're eating, or are you losing weight by how you're eating and what you're eating? There's so many things that I've taken out of my diet, and that's candy and cakes and things like that. And one of the things that I am curious about is about not buying prepackaged like sweets and cakes and things like that, but preparing them at home for myself, because I grew up on pecan pies. I grew up on German chocolate cakes. And like I said, I did not have a weight problem after I had kids, until, my metabolism changed. But most of the women in my family were not overweight. Most of the women in my family were pretty healthy, and, they had really good, healthy appetites. So I don't think that the problem is that me taking certain things out of my diet. I think the certain things I need to do for myself. I need to prep for myself instead of going to the store and buying Hostess cupcakes and ding dongs, in which and if you don't make them yourself, you're going to eat about 5 or 10 of them in one sitting. But if you make it yourself and you appreciate what you do, and it has this rich flavor, and texture and the warmth of it, then yeah, you're not, I don't think you're going to consume that much. And I think that's the psychology of eating. That's the psychology of feeding yourself. That's the psychology of I think of life. Like, the more you labor, the more you do, you can see your efforts pay off. And then you reward yourself reasonably, because if you're living off of somebody else, and you're not really contributing, you're going to either take too much or you're not going to take enough. And either way, you're going to be deprived. So that's just my insight into living a better life, living a healthier life, eating better, and understanding myself better as I get older, because I'm not getting any younger. And as I get older, I want to be more in control of my circumstance. I want to be more in control of my attitudes, my moods, my behaviors. I want to be more in control of what I'm eating. I want to be more in control of my health, rather than having to take supplements and medicines in order to get me through the day. I mean, that would be just, it would be a very trying, debilitating. I mean, it's handicapping. I would see it as a handicap to have to rely on medicines. And for those people who do, I mean, my spirit goes out to you, but try to incorporate more green vegetables into your diet as you get older. And I know that it is taxing, and I know that it's hard, and I do not mean the frozen stuff. I mean the fresh stuff. Go out and get yourself an extra bushel of broccoli. Throw it in the steamer and just eat it raw. Because broccoli, I mean, in itself will give you that boost of energy. And those gases, they build up in your muscles, they build up in your gut. And the more you eat them, your body will begin to respond to them. Your body will begin to benefit from the gases of those green vegetables, those nuts and berries and beans and things like that I think that we should be eating every day. And that is what is weird to me about the food pyramid, is they don't tell you to eat, vegetables and beans and nuts every day, to try to incorporate those things into your diet in some way every day so that they benefit you health-wise. We see those things as something special. We see them as a special snack. We see them as something that we just do for the holidays, especially beans. And how ridiculous is that? In my house, one of the things, and my family fell victim to that. We only had beans like around the holidays. It was seen as a special treat. And now as an adult, I'm like, I think that beans should be eaten in your house at least once or twice a week. At least once or twice. Because what else is the alternative? Something prepackaged filled with preservatives and additives in order to stay fresh, when all you have to do is bust open a bag, put your beans in soak, and just cook them and eat them and add wonderful things and flavors to them. And those are the things that are not encouraged in our life, which should be. But I understand that a lot of people have busy lives. I understand my life is busy too. I'm a mother, but I think that it is important for me to take that extra step in order to contribute to my health and my well-being, so that I'm available to my loved ones, so that I'm not a handicap to them, so that I don't become a burden to them as I get older. And, and I appreciate that for myself. I love being independent. That's one of the things I remember as a young person, is being independent, being able to get up and move and as I wanted to be able to go out and be active as I wanted to with my friends and my family and things like that. And as you get older and you become more independent, and you don't have, and your responsibilities become less, I think that that the freedom to be able to enjoy your life and that impulsivity, should be a given as you get older, because you've done all that is expected of you. You've done all that was required of you as an adult, as a mother, um, as a grandparent, as a wife. And I think that as you get older, you should be able to enjoy that time. And that is I think those are some of the things that we as adults kind of take for granted, or that's not made light of in our life, because we're automatically told, oh, well, you're past your prime, you're done with everything. And you're not done with everything. As long as you have breath in your body, as long as you have interest, as long as something sparks your interest, as long as you are inspired, you're never too old. You're never too old. You're never past your prime. And I think that there should be true development. Let me see if I can say this correctly. Developmental psychology has taught me that being young is some of the most stressful, most anxiety-filled time of your life. You're physically growing, you're psychologically growing, you're spiritually growing. And despite popular belief, there is almost little to no guidance for young people in this world. Because they're either telling you to stay young and precious, or become older and become independent as soon as you can. So there really is no balance. And I think that there's no balance because we don't want, it's not expressed to young people that life is going to be boring sometimes. That we simply don't have the activity or the education to really educate young people, or to inspire them, or to teach them in ways that we need to, in order to make them into, the quality adults that we want them to be. So, it's just some of the things that I've noticed in my life. And I know I've said a mouthful, but those are the and I'm older, and I'm a mother, and I'm still inspired, and I'm still learning. There's still things that I'm curious about in this world, which is why I started my YouTube channel, which is why I started, and I was going to do a makeup channel like everybody else. I was going to do skincare and hair care and things like that. But I said, you know what? There's something else that's important to me as a woman who is getting older, that it needs to be brought to light, my experience, and not just as a fad or a trend, but as a lifestyle, as a way to raise awareness to issues of getting older, of the quality, creating a quality of life for yourself as you get older, where you become less of a burden, where you still maintain your independence and you still maintain your health. And you very rarely find so many. There are a lot of young people on this app who are talking about losing weight and getting in shape and doing style and things like that. And you don't find a lot of older women who are doing that. You don't even find a lot of women who are in their 20s, late 20s or 30s doing it. It's all about being extremely young or extremely old. Just that phenomena. And the in between kind of gets forgotten. And I think that's where we as human beings experience most of our growth. Is during that forgotten time, during those boring times where we're mostly confused about what it is that's happening to us. And we're afraid to bring light to those things that are happening to us, because we don't want to fear to be kooky. We fear being perceived as kooky or imbalanced or even curious, because curiosity is supposed to be equated with something youthful, and it's not. I think we remain curious until we're beyond the grave. So, and my coffee is getting so cold. And I think that it is just important for more research to be done and more attention to be brought to light to aging, and aging well, not just anti-aging. Anti-aging is great. It does address a lot of issues. But how do you age properly? How do you age healthy without running to get Botox or get injections and things like that? All that invasive. Something is always invading you, your body. You're throwing off how comfortable you are with yourself. Oh, I got to run out. I got to get Botox. Oh, I got to run out. I got to get this done. No, you don't. You can just stay at home and find out what it is that your body truly needs, because I find, is my opinion that a lot of women are messing with things about their bodies that are natural, that will cause them to that will cause health complications and things like that. But that's just my opinion. I'm not a doctor, I'm not a health professional, I'm just a human being. and I just noticed certain things that are important to me as a human being, and I, as I get older, I don't want to encounter more needles and more surgical procedures and time in the, in the hospitals and things like that. I just, I appreciate my time to myself and my time to be able to rest and to be able to go whenever it is, necessary for me to be able to do so. So, but yeah, my weight loss and my wellness journey is going as expected. I'm not expecting any phenomenal feats. I mean, I would, the things that I'm eating are definitely a lot more interesting, a lot more, and not a lot more beans, a lot more roots and things like that, a lot more, definitely more hydration. And it has definitely helped me, first of all, to clean out my body, to find a balance, to find some clarity, and I couldn't be more thankful for that. And also has brought me to you guys. Hopefully, I've said something that is of interest to you. Hopefully I've said something that is inspiring to you and motivational. And one of the things about you guys who are watching is you guys aren't subscribing. And I know I don't upload a lot every week, but most of what I do during the week is during my research, is researching different foods and supplements and things like that I think are beneficial for me, that I think are worth sharing. And I really haven't found anything. Well, one thing I did find is I invested in some resistance bands. And there is an interesting story behind resistance bands. Tap that into your AI, tap it into your Google, and find out the history or the technology behind resistance bands. It's awesome. And of course, the second thing that I've done is I've started hydrating more, drinking more water every day. And that has, had its benefits of its own. But once I find more, I'll introduce more. But right now, the only thing I found is resistance bands and water. And I'm still having some success. But like I said, it's been, 5 to 6 months since I've started my weight loss and wellness journey, since I've begun to take myself seriously. And, yeah, it's not sad though. I wouldn't say that it's sad or pathetic that I haven't found a lot of things that would add to my physical fitness. It's just that I am discerning what truly is beneficial and what truly is a fad and what truly is just not worth my time as a normal, ordinary, everyday person. So I'm going to leave you guys. But like I said, like, subscribe, turn on the bell notification. It takes 30 days to break a bad habit, but it also takes 30 days to learn a new, more positive, more productive behavior, y'all. Peace.